VromVromPow, and I'm really impressed with these first picks from him, round 1 and round 2, and I think our friend Arrow would be as well.
Yeah, I'm actually a really big fan of Vroom Vroom.
All right, I think we have some battles on the horizon. Let's get some energy going in the chat as we queue up for game number 1, Shadow Dragonite versus Jumpluff. Let's see what this fast attack is here on the Jumpluff.
Yeah, so this is not the best situation for the jump up, but you do have that hard-hitting acrobatics, and you kind of have to respect that. And you do see the fairy wind here, so a lot of super effective damage back, but these shadow dragon breaths are just killer here. And we see VromVromPow going for an energy ball bait here and does get shielded, which is a huge early shield.
Yeah, hoping potentially for that defense fall. Doesn't get it, but the Fairy Wind is still applying a lot of pressure and building up here to double Dragon Claws. This is so strange to see a Dragon type just hanging in here against those fast attack Fairy Winds.
Yeah, just but at the same time too, a year ago, you wouldn't expect a Jumpluff to even be able to fast food down a Dragonite almost to half health range. And we see VromVromPow committing both shields, probably going for this acrobatics here after already getting that first shield bait. And let's see how Jaysfan responds. Does go straight for the acrobatics, and we get the second shield here. So Jaysfan really want to preserve switch advantage here.
Yeah, both trainers really fighting very hard for switch advantage. No protect shields, or excuse me, one protect shield left on the board. Here comes the Como O into that Steelix counter swap, but look at that close combat just loading up.
Yeah, dude, as expected, this Como O was deadly into Jaysfan's team, and a no shield to Steelix could go down very quick here. And you have a Lickitung, so you kind of want to worry about this close combat here too. No, you see Steelix actually hanging on here and then going for a straight fast move down, surviving with just like 2 HP.
Wow, yeah, not switching out there, not saving that Pokemon, coming in here with the Jumpluff, looking for the Fairy Wind down, and oh my gosh, it's a Simul KO. Steelix putting in so much work here, and Skuntank is now all alone.
Yeah, the Skuntank is not in the worst position there, too. I know Jaysfan kind of going for the farm down there. I think it would have been not the worst case scenario either way for Jaysfan, because if he spent the energy against VromVromPow, the Skuntank just gets a little bit more farm here. But yeah, Skuntank against the world here, kind of like VromVromPow against all of North America here. Can VromVromPow close it out against this Lickitung, resisting all of Lickitung's movesets here except for the body slam?
Yeah, you need a key defense drop to occur here, and you probably need to go for Crunch because it is that same type attack bonus. First one coming through, does it trigger the debuff? And it does! Lickitung getting weaker here. Skuntank might have a shot.
That's a huge debuff, such an early debuff too. It looks like the Skuntank is going to potentially get to another Crunch, but it looks like Skuntank could also go straight for the Flamethrower, which would likely knock out this Lickitung at this point.
Oh, and he is going straight for the Flamethrower. Great call, Caleb. Here it comes after that defense drop. The mighty Lickitung looks mortal here as the Flamethrower will absolutely connect and roast that normal type Pokemon. That's a KO.
Wow. Okay. What a impressive first match from VromVromPow there too. A crucial first bait with the energy ball there. But Shadow Dragonite, you kind of have to respect everything. Honestly, if that energy ball went unshielded, those Fairy Wind would definitely start adding up. You have to save Como O. I'm curious how Jaysfan adjusts, because we saw Jaysfan with Dragonite and kind of the double bulky Pokemon in the back. But we are going into game number 2 here, and we see the Shadow Dragonite in the lead again. Same exact team composition for Jaysfan here.
Yeah, I think wanting one more shot here, feeling that the team composition is superior. Jaysfan locking in the same trio, coming here with the foul play first, and Shadow Dragonite is just such a shield eater. It puts out so much pressure, but it demands so many resources in return.
Yeah, you are not wrong about that. And we see Jaysfan really over farming here a little bit. And, these cycle cuts are not nearly as scary as those Fairy Wind. And we see a shield from VromVromPow as well, too. Maybe going for the same play, trying to get that shield advantage. But this Dragonite is close on that second Shadow Call. And again, you see Jaysfan double shielding the Dragonite here. Dragonite 4 for 4 on clogging every shield in the first 2 games.
Dragonite does get a shield. Here comes the Jumpluff now, and this matchup is very different. Like you mentioned, Caleb, no shield advantage, but there are 2 Pokemon in the back, and I think you can make a move here. Maybe reach for the Steelix when you anticipate this first charge attack to come through.
Yeah, and we see VromVromPow just trusting the bulk of that Jumpluff, and here comes the Steelix, but you have to respect the energy balls here, and they are going to be neutral, but Steelix is quite bulky as well.
Yeah, this is not a Shadow Jumpluff, but still meaningful damage, and we've seen that defense drop just be really critical here in the late game in battle number 1. Coming in with the Psychic Fang, this is a sure defense drop, and now these Dragon Tails are going to start to add up.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty interesting here. I think VromVromPow is going to implement a similar strategy as game number 1 here, saving that shield for the Skun Tank. But without that hard-hitting Como O to take out the Steelix this time, this Steelix is going to actually come out with some meaningful energy to potentially throw at either Skun Tank or the Malamar.
Yeah, and we saw in game number 1, VromVromPow really has a tough time using his fast attack pressure. Oh my gosh, unable to get the switch off there. But he can't use his fast attack pressure to farm down. And now Skunk Tank is really outmatched here. Steelix is just going to fire off 2 or maybe even 3 Psychic Fangs.
Yeah, these Psychic Fangs are definitely going to start adding up with the Dragon Tail damage, but I think this is not a bad strategy from VromVromPow, knowing that it's not an Earthquake here, and has the Malamar to potentially still dip out. And we see the Malamar coming in here, maybe hoping to get to that superpower, but Jaysfan's like, no, you're going to have to spend a shield if you're going to do all of that. And we do see the shield from VromVromPow here, going to maybe commit a shield here to chunk a huge part of Lickitun's health here.
And it's so tempting to just try to go for that lick down and gather that energy. But the body slam, the awareness here by Jaysfan is so critical. Like you said, Caleb, stripping away that one advantage that VromVromPow really leveraged to win game number 1.
Yeah, this is looking like an interesting spot for VromVromPow. VromVromPow has to 1v3 here with Skuntank, but it's looking a little bit harder than the previous matchup without the shield advantage here. Although Lickitung is kind of low, but you know, you're just super resisting all these poison jabs on that Steelix, so you're gonna have to do a lot of work here and come out with some energy to have any chance.
Yeah, he's really kind of picking his spots here. He's taking that resisted lick damage because he knows when that Dragonite hits the field, it's going to deal a ton of neutral damage. So he builds the 2 moves, probably hoping Jaysfan brings in the Dragonite here so he can deploy this charge attack energy. But it's really tough because you have Dragon pressure coming from both sides.
Yeah, this Steelix is going to probably absorb a lot of the energy here. We do have Charge Room priority going to the Skuntank here, but the Skuntank out fast food damage a Shadow Dragonite here. That's kind of a tall order.
Yeah, Skunk Tank is just going to jab away, but Dragonite's bearing down, and oh my goodness, it reaches the Dragon Claw, and it might not even have been needed, but Skunk Tank is going to get Control Alt deleted here by this charge attack.
Yes, Dragon Claw for good measure in the end there too. So great, I would say, I was going to say great adjustment for Jaysfan, but Jaysfan just decided to go with the same exact team composition and still make it work too. So let's see how VromVromPow.
Soft spot in my heart for a Alolan Raichu. If you're expecting the Empoleon or the Malamar, it could be a fun play, but let's see what happens here. We've got the Shadow Dragonite, just like you said, Caleb. This time the Jump Bluff hits the field, and we do see a team shift here from VromVromPow.
Yeah, Jaysfan, a madman here, bringing the same exact team composition, but VromVromPow saying, you know what? I'm tired of that Steelix. I'm bringing the Empoleon. Let's go. And we see VromVromPow going straight away for acrobatics here. But again, Jaysfan shielding this move. And maybe we go 6 for 6 on every shield spent on this Shadow Dragonite in this whole set.
I would not be shocked, and I think after that game 1, going for the energy ball, maybe trying to catch Jaysfan snoozing, but he is wide awake. Going for the Dragon Claw here against the Jump Bluff. No Protect Shield from VromVromPow. He's played this matchup out at least twice, hoping to get to another charge attack, but Dragonite trying to cut him off. I really love Jaysfan's aggression here.
Yeah, and we see VromVromPow here going for that second acrobatics, trying to get all the shields down here. Shields down would be pretty crucial, and we do get to the acrobatics here. Jaysfan, as expected, spending every single shield in this entire set on this Shadow Dragonite. Let's see if it's going to pay off here. Having switch advantage is going to be pretty crucial. We see an aggressive swap into this Empoleon, and we do see the big superpower coming, and this is going to be a huge shield from VromVromPow. But I think this is going to be interesting now, because now Jaysfan can swap here now that this Empoleon is locked in, and you have the matchup you want with the Lickitung against Empoleon on the back end here.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you thought this swap was critical, because it kind of allows Jaysfan to continue to dictate the matchup. And even though you have all this stored energy, Lickitung is going to reach that Power Whip first, and I think it might just be enough, and you get to avoid that really critical matchup of Steelix versus that Empoleon.
Yeah, we see Jaysfan timing it right before VromVromPow is close to the Hydro Cannon in energy here, and we see a huge Power Whip, but not before the Hydro Cannon is going to land on the Lickitung before this Empoleon gets knocked out.
Yeah, here comes that second Hydro Cannon. It is not enough. Lickitung is so incredibly bulky, and he actually does get licked down as well, unable to do anything more with the Empoleon. But he does get a couple of Psycho Cuts there, and the switch timers are up. I think there's a lot of play here, especially with Malamar's superpower, and you can swap out to that Jump Left to reset the debuff.
Yeah, definitely. We saw actually a purposeful undercharge here, and we see the Dragonite come in trying to do some Shadow Dragon Breath energy, but now comes the Steelix here. We see a foul play here first. Which makes sense because VromVromPow probably doesn't want to debuff right away, wants to chip this down and then maybe go for a superpower to clear the debuff here.
Yeah, this is such a risky catch opportunity as well because you want to make the switch, but you don't know when the charge attack is coming, and he pulls the trigger into the jump bluff, and it doesn't work. Jaysfan sniffs it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do get the Dragon Tail to come through. This is going to be a superpower here, but it's not before Jaysfan throws a move. Did Jaysfan hit that crunch yet? And it looks like no Malamar in charge of priority here. Jaysfan did not hit that crunch. This is going to be a fast move all here. Can you cycle cut down, double debuff Malamar against a Shadow Dragonite here? And it is going to go to the Malamar. What a closeout Game 3 match for VromVromPow.
Oh my goodness, Malamar coming out of nowhere there. Incredible, incredible back-to-back superpower, failing to trigger the charge move priority. Steelix